to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this interview with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're more than welcome. So before we start with the questions, could you please tell me more about yourself and the company you represent for the audience who didn't saw your presentation?
Very happy to. So, my background is in land-based and online for quite a long time. I won't say how many years, but quite a few years. I think probably I looked at social and social casinos about 4 years ago. I was asked to do a white paper for a publication. And I knew a little bit about social, and I knew a little bit about the processes and how it was working, but I didn't fully understand it. But anyway, long story short, the more I looked into it, I thought, this is something I could actually do with some friends.
Okay.
So this was 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah, so we got together, and we're all from the casino industry, either land-based or online. And maybe I'm a good salesman, I don't know, but anyway, I convinced that we should do this project and we should put our money into it and we should do it. So that was 4 years ago. So we mapped out and we end up with Fortune 8, and what we saw and what I've just presented earlier on is what we see. We're actually a Bulgarian company. We have Bulgarian shareholders here. I'm also a shareholder as well.
Nice.
So I have quite a solid background in this type of industry. Like most people, I've made all the mistakes that probably most people can make, but then we learn from our mistakes. Social is quite interesting. It's got an interesting past, and it's definitely got an interesting future. So we've built this platform. The games are fabulous. We don't own the games. We work with game providers. And the reason that we have 4 game providers is because we just like to give our players a little bit of choice. So we have casino games, we have RPG, like role-playing games. You might understand those more than me. I'm not really a gamer. And we have the standard casino type suite.
Okay, so you have a large portfolio of products.
About 200.
Yes.
Yeah, and growing, because the more that we are in the market, a lot of developers are now coming to us to say if we would put their games onto the platform. Primarily because social, it's a very nice way to present. It's a soft way. There's no gambling involved, although of course the games are all casino-style games, but people can't win anything to cash out.
Okay, so my next question for you is, what were the biggest opportunities and challenges during 2023?
Well, actually, it's only been ever opportunities for us, because once COVID was actually quite good.
Okay, that's
for the gaming industry.
Okay.
It was quite good, particularly for the online industry.
Gaming.
In fact, some of the companies' revenues were up more than 80%. So we were working on our project on Fortune 8 before COVID, and then during COVID, we were able to launch on the back end of that. And so we actually, COVID worked well for us.
Yes.
To be honest.
So it was more of an opportunity.
It was a definite opportunity, which of course none of us saw coming, but
yes.
Most of us did catch COVID. But
yes.
But from a business point of view, it was very, very good. The challenges for us are probably not, we don't have many challenges. The biggest challenge, I guess, is helping payment providers understand that social casino games are a lot different to real money games. So payment providers, in today's world, with compliance with KYC, AML, and the fact that we do not need a license. So because we don't need a license, sometimes it's quite difficult for the payment providers to understand our business model. But once we speak to them, once we help them, once we guide them through, and of course they all want legal opinions, so once we've done all that, we're fine.
Okay. And in your opinion, how the industry could become more responsible and more sustainable in the near future?
We're in an interesting phase in the industry. We have a lot of innovation happening at the moment. There's a lot of talk about AI and where that's going. As an operator and as an investor, for me, of course, and I'm also highly licensed in my gaming world as well. I have key licenses from Australia and from the US.
Okay.
So I always have to be mindful that whatever we do, we meet the regulatory compliance and
Yes.
things that we have to do. But we have to strike a balance with
Okay.
this. Now we are seeing a lot of emphasis on KYC, which is fine, but particularly with AI is not there yet, in my opinion.
Okay.
But unfortunately, a lot of the large companies that we need to deal with, Google
Yes.
and Facebook,
Okay.
rely heavily on AI processes. And when you're dealing, for example, particularly with Facebook or with Google and some of the leading payment providers, unfortunately, when you're dealing with an AI, it's not the same as dealing with a person.
Yes.
So we have issues. And then the other problem that we face is the people at Facebook, the people at Google, and a lot of the people on the payment providers, they rely on their AI. They don't use it as a tool to help them. They use it as a tool to rely on. And that's a problem for us, because if we have an issue, we want to speak to somebody. So because they may not, the AI, particularly in social, isn't programmed yet to understand a lot of
The human factor is missing.
and a lot of the modeling, how the business actually works. It just shuts off.
Okay.
So we get issues.
Yes.
And that's, I would say, it's probably our biggest challenge.
Okay. And another interesting question I have for you is, how can the gaming industry actually promote responsible gambling?
The industry is moving forward quite quickly with its responsible gambling compliance
Okay.
policies.
Okay.
For example, on Fortune8, although we're a social platform, we still promote responsible gaming.
Okay.
So on our platform, even though it's a play for free, play for fun, well, yes, but there's still a money element there when people want to buy,
Okay.
when they want to buy free coin for us. So we promote on our website responsible gaming information.
Okay.
So people can go there, they can see. We have a helpline that they can go to.
Okay.
So I think you'll find that now the industry really is moving forward
Great.
in their adoption and their help with responsible gaming.
That wasn't a
information.
great answer. Sorry.
Yeah.
So my next question for you is, how can you attract, and more importantly, how can you retain customers in 2024?
That's always one of our biggest
Yes.
issues that we have to work with. In social, customer acquisition is quite well priced.
Okay.
It's not too expensive. So we talk in cents, not hundreds of dollars, which is good in
Yes.
terms of acquisition.
What about retention?
So with retention, we have what we call monetization tools. Because we're not a casino where people can win money, we have to try and keep our players involved.
Okay.
And we keep them involved in a number of ways. We keep them involved primarily through social interaction. We keep them involved through leaderboards. You know, if you're a gamer, leaderboards are very important. We have a leaderboard, and we have a competition once a week on our leaderboard. So when you're in the top 3, we will give you a prize, and your prize can be more of our silver money. We have what we call a gold coin. Now with our gold coin, a gold coin is like a sweepstakes. Now a sweepstakes is where we still give you away the gold coin, but if you meet our what we call playthrough requirements, you can actually qualify those gold coins and you can exchange them for prizes. And those prizes could be cash, 1-for-1, or they could be a gift voucher, for example.
Okay.
Or we're working with Bulgaria's leading soccer club, Levski. You know Levski?
Yes,
Yeah?
of course.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're working with Levski to skin
Okay.
Fortune 8, and on our page where they can redeem, you can get Levski football shirts or merchandise
okay.
from Levski.
Okay.
So, and our avatars, the avatars will be the football players.
Okay.
So if you have a favorite player that
Okay.
you like, you can become him on the avatar.
Oh, that's
So,
really
and
nice.
electronic avatars today are pretty good. The there's no question you can see the
Yes.
likeness. So those are some of the important tools that we use to monetize, to retain our player base. And in social, we look at about 1 to 18 months
18 months.
to retain a player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
And you, thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome,
Okay.
and I hope you have a great stay here at BEGE.
I'm sure we will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.